Good morning, Team Wilpers. It's Friday. The weekend is ahead. It's going to be exciting. Anyways, thank you for joining me here live this morning on Facebook. As a way of introduction, for those of you who are new to Team Wilpers, my name is Lorri, Lown, and I am a coach here with Team Wilpers. I have been working in the bike industry since 2001. I started coaching, and I focus mostly on bike fitting and on one-on-one coaching. So I have private athletes that I work with, and also on skills instruction. So I teach people basically how to go downhill fast and not fall off their bike and stuff like that. I've basically done it all over the years. So it's been 24 years and it's been a great career for me. I was a non-athlete. And so the fact that I work in the sports and fitness industry is kind of interesting to me. But I have run camps for Specialized Bicycles. I've coached in Mallorca. I sold custom cycling clothes for about 10 years. I've worked at many bike shops. Was a presenter at the Olympic Training Center for USA Cycling. So have done a lot of different things and had a lot of different roles. And as an athlete, I've done pretty much anything you can imagine on a bike except downhill mountain bike and BMX. So I just love bikes. I like riding them in lots of different ways. And good morning, Maggie. It's good to see you here this morning. Maggie is always a faithful joiner when we have our Facebook Lives and our other live briefings. Anyways, how did I get involved with Team Wilpers? Back in 2020, I started working with Matt. He reached out to me and I didn't know who he was. I had to Google him. He knows that. But yeah, reached out to Matt and he offered me a job as a bike fitter. He had put together a bike fit program for Peloton riders. And it was a virtual program. I was not very technically savvy at that point. And I thought, that sounds dreadful, being on video all day long. But I couldn't work in my bike fit studio because of the pandemic. And I thought, I'll give it a shot. And it has become one of the highlights of my career. I love the Peloton community. I love helping people. And so I've been fitting for Matt since almost 5 years now, when did the pandemic happen? 2020. Anyways. And then a year and a half ago, they asked me to take on the group coaching programs. And so I've been developing the Peloton cycling challenges for Team Wilpers and coaching those. And it's been a great experience. So anyways, here we are. And on Monday, we start our next training block. It is a summer sprint challenge, as you know. Starts Monday. Registration is still open, so you can still register. We have a free program that is 3 rides a week. So kind of the minimum of what you should do for aerobic fitness and just health in general. And then we also have a 4 or 5 ride program. We have an added strength program as well. So if you want to join the all access program, you can have access to all those programs too. So this focus is a little different. One of the things I've tried to introduce to the Team Wilpers community is to, hi, Amy Wren. Amy Wren in San Jose. I'm in Capitola. And Amy was one of my first bike fit clients, I think, back in 2020, which is funny because my bike fit studio is about a mile from her house. And anyways, so this program is going to focus on short duration power. So we're looking at 1 minute power, 5 minute power. We're going to benchmark those. And Brian Hammond will come on with me in a couple of weeks. We're going to talk about what that means. How do we use the short duration as a benchmark? And a lot of folks are really focused on FTP, functional threshold power, and increasing that number. And interestingly enough, we will increase our overall fitness by working on short duration power too. When we bring the high end up, the moderate and the low end comes up too. So we're basically raising the roof at this point instead of building up from the basement. So good morning, Brent. Good to see you here as well. Anyways, we're going to start this challenge with the power profile test that he doesn't call it a test, but the power profile that Matt has online. So we'll start with that on Tuesday. We're going to jump right in. And we'll end with that in the last weekend. And I would say if you don't have an accurate FTP, if you haven't taken an FTP test in a while, I would encourage you to do so. You'll get the most out of this training if that number is accurate. If you're training with an FTP that is either too high or too low, you won't get the same benefit. So go ahead and take a test today, tomorrow, Sunday, maybe even Monday, and then you'll have accurate training zones. So I want to give a couple of shout outs today. And the first is Chris Finley Miller. She has been volunteering to manage our Facebook group for years now. And I interviewed her about a month ago. So find that on Facebook or on YouTube. She's a fascinating person. And we talked a lot about the mental health aspects of training and exercise and activity. And I just want to thank her for all of her contributions. She does this as a volunteer. And then we also have 4 volunteers, group leads, who are helping manage our chat groups and answering questions and communicating back to me when I miss things. And I just want to introduce them and thank them as well. Matthew Welsh is on the East Coast, and so he is part of that group. And Maggie, who's on this call, Maggie Craig, she is our Central Time Zone lead, and she's Texas yes or yes. And then Brent Hecker, Brent's also here. Thank you, Brent, is covering the Mountain Time Zone. And then Amy Murphy, who I don't see, but she might be here. Anyways, Amy is in our Pacific Time Zone. So thank you all for all your help. We could not keep this group going without you. It's a very active group and lots of new members coming in, and we try to keep it topical and interesting and relevant. So anyways, a couple of basics about the challenge. It's on the Team Wilpers platform, so if you click on over to teamwilpers.com, you'll find it. Just join the challenge. You can join for free, as I said, with the 3-ride challenge. In just a handful of minutes, you'll notice that a PDF is going to pop up on the Facebook group, if I did everything correctly, and that will have the rides for the 3 ride challenge, and those are clickable PDFs, so those will link you right to the class. And those PDFs are also available on the platform. Thank you to Matt. I was like, you want PDFs? Why? And he's like, people want to print it and put it on the refrigerator. I'm like, okay, you're the boss. So, and it does seem like everybody likes the PDFs. There's also a PDF for the 5-ride challenge in that on the platform as well. So if you're registered for that, you can access that. If you want to be an all-access member, $9.95 a month. It's like, that's a coffee or 2. So you have access not only to this program with 5 rides and the strength, but any of the other content on the Team Wilpers platform, including there's an FTP test prep week. There are outdoor cycling programs and all of our old programs that we've had since I took over are on that platform as well. So you can access those if you want to work on something different. What else about? Oh yeah, running, cycling, strength, all kinds of plans. And we have member discounts too. So you can get some discounts on other things and clothing and stuff. So that's about it. From a social media point of view, join your chat groups. If you find that you're riding at a specific time of day, you can join all the chat groups if you want. They talk about different things. But join in some group rides. The nice thing about the chat groups, small group focus. So lots of encouragement there, lots of cheerleading as well, and coaching, and also just kind of social. So you might be talking about the Tour de France this week. We train together and use hashtag Team Wilpers Cycling. So that will help you find your friends on the leaderboard, your teammates. I think that's about it. And I don't see any chat, so there might be chat going on that I'm missing. But Jeff, are you there? You gonna heckle me? I got a haircut and glasses. Oh my goodness. No heckles. Anyways, doing something different this week, and we'll probably do this a lot more often just because I love to bring guests on and they're not always available at this time. This week, I have a pre-recorded interview. I did an interview a week or 2 ago with one of the Team Wilpers coaches. He's a really fascinating guy. His name is Yusuf Jeffers. I will drop his bio link into the group. He started as a high school athlete and really then focused later on running, and both in high school and collegiate, became a run coach and was part of the run scene in New York City for a long time. And that's how he first met Matt Wilpers. He's gone on to do some really interesting stuff that I found fascinating. He is a competitor in CrossFit and also High Rocks, which I've taken a real interest in lately. You may recall a number of years ago I found it. Lance Armstrong was participating and I was like, oh, what's this High Rocks thing? It is a fitness competition similar to CrossFit Games, but it's fitness based. So you run a kilometer, you do a skill, and that skill might be burpees, everybody's favorite. And then you run another kilometer and you do another skill, and maybe it's rowing. So really focus more on the fitness side, but there's some strength too. You have to do a sled push and a sled pull. So it's very interesting. It's 8 kilometers total and then 8 skills. And they have competitions all over the world. I'm eyeing one in Southern California in December. So hopefully I will be able to train and participate in that. And it's really interesting because you can participate as an individual or as a 2-person team or a 4-person team. And there are elites and masters, and I'm out here to have fun, and maybe I'm walking. And yeah, so it's kind of cool. And they have world rankings, and you can come to compete or you can complete. So anyways, it was a really great interview. I enjoyed chatting with him. That is on YouTube, and that will also post up probably in about 3 minutes on the Facebook page. So I think that's about it for this week. I'm excited to get started, and yeah, throw your feedback in the chats. And we just came up with another really interesting idea for potentially late summer, early fall, which is always a time that's challenging for us because we're going back to school, vacations, kids, all those things. So I think I just came up with a really good idea that will keep us having fun and engaged in that kind of transition season in our fitness. So as always, reach out to me if you have questions or ideas. Reach out to your group leads as well. You can find me at Lorri@teamwilpers.com. If you need support on the platform, there's an email link there. We've got great folks who will help you. And I think that's it. So check out the interview with Yusuf. It's awesome. And I'll see you on the leaderboard. Have a great day, everybody.